Hey guys, so I'm back with a video and this one's going to be geared towards UF students, incoming UF students, about preview. If you don't know what preview is, that's basically our freshman orientation. Forgive me, I am in my brother's room because I just got home and so I had to record it in here. So before I get started into my personal tips, because these are some things that I had no idea what preview was, so I didn't know what to expect, what I would be doing, certain things. So before we get into that, I'm going to leave some clips of my friends giving you their top tip for preview. So here they are.
I think preview has got to be one of the most overwhelming things about your first year. My key tip is not to be so overwhelmed and try to remember everything they tell you. A lot of information is going to be thrown at you on the span of those 2 days, but trust me, if you don't learn it in those 2 days like I didn't, you'll learn it in the span of the first year.
Definitely use your preview staffer as an ultimate resource. They have been at the university for at least 1 year and they've been trained to do their job very well. They can answer almost any question that you have, and if they can't answer it, they can refer to another person that it can answer your question. Get people's contact information, such as an email address. If you bond with someone at preview, they would maybe most likely love to reach out to you again if you had any more questions.
A little preview advice from me would be to really come in with no pressure. Don't stress about anything. These preview staffers have been preparing for you all to come and to help you all, so I really wouldn't stress about anything that you have to do or picking your major or picking your classes. Just really don't worry about it because you have time.
Alright, so now that you've heard some of their top tips, I'm going to go into mine. So remember that these are just my personal experience with preview. I'm not a preview staffer or anything. This is just me from the outside looking in. I went to preview last June or July, June, and I moved in July, I believe. So one of my top, this is just getting rid of formalities and stuff. So remember to have your immunization papers done and the payment. Cause listen, I got to preview and I didn't realize that I didn't pay for it. So I'm sitting here on the phone hello, daddy, I didn't pay for the thing. So it's $200. And the immunization form, I had sent mine through email, but you should pull up the email that you sent them just so they can say okay, you sent this to me, because I had to stand in line because they didn't have my immunization records beforehand. So yeah, just either send them in really early or come in with copies of your immunization. It's okay if you go alone. So for me, I went by myself to preview. None of my parents, none of my family. It was just I didn't really care for them to come because it was my orientation and it's expensive. So it's okay if you go alone because there's going to be other people that are there alone as well. Literally, as soon as I walked in, it was just a sea of people with their parents. And I was so then I eventually just sat next to a girl that I saw was alone, and I was like, did your parents come? She was like, no. And I was like, all right, we're going to be friends today. Wear comfortable shoes and clothes. You don't have to worry about it being a fashion show, nothing. Please wear comfortable stuff. You're basically going to walk around the whole campus in one day. Not even a day, in a few hours. So you want to be comfortable. This Gainesville heat is nothing to mess with. Listen, this Gainesville heat is a joke. So you need to wear comfortable clothes, alright? And it's very humid, so yeah. Get a good night's rest. For me, I had to drive to Gainesville by myself. That was my first time ever driving that far. It was about 4.5 hours away. It was my first time so I was tired by the time I got to Gainesville. You don't want to be tired. You're going to be up for a long time. I think we were up till 2 or 3 in the morning. And you might be thinking like, oh, I could do all-nighters now. Preview time? They're trying to get a bunch of information to you in like a short amount of time, so you're gonna be tired. Be open. When I got to preview, I saw all these like smiling faces. You're gonna see your staffers, your preview staffers. They were all happy and joking, and I was like, dang, is this what UF is? So definitely your preview staffers are going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed every day, and they have to do this for the whole summer. So the least you could do is, you know, give them a smile, but definitely be open to just the experience of preview. Don't worry about, oh, I'm not trying to look like I'm a freshman. You are a freshman. Take those experiences and just run with them, because this is the only time you're going to be able to do it. So my next tip is to talk. Really, like, especially with me coming alone, and even if you go with your parents, like, you're not going to be with them the whole time, and you're not going to be with them for most of the time. So talk to people. This is one of your first times getting, like, to know your freshman class. I remember, take advantage of the group chats. I'm sure there's group chats out there now. That's how I met some of the people that I met at preview, because I was like, hey, who's at preview today? People replied, and we just so happened to be in the same preview group and stuff, and that's how some of my relationships formed then. Also remember that just because you met them at preview doesn't mean you're going to be friends with them in the future, or if you don't meet someone at preview, you're going probably to meet them after. I remember with one of my friends specifically, Bo, y'all would probably know her if you come to UF. But I didn't talk to her at preview, but I saw her. Like, we saw each other. And when we were moving in, quick little story, the day that we moved in, we both were driving up to Gainesville at the same time. We stopped at the same rest stop. We were walking in at the same time, and we were like, wait, weren't you at preview? Weren't you at preview? Are you moving in today? Are you moving in today? And it was just that. And then it just so happened that we lived in the same hall, and we lived right next to each other. This was her dorm, this was my dorm. So yeah, talk, be open. This is preview. If you're an AIM student, AIM, make sure you get the information and the paperwork that you need to turn in. It was pretty confusing for me, but they do map out like the stuff you need to turn in, and make sure you go to the informational. There's like a separate informational during preview, and go to that because it's going to give you the information you need to go and move in and all that stuff. So now I'm going to go into like some of the tips that my friends gave me. You're going to make your schedule. So take first year Florida and Good Life during the summer. Personally, I took neither in the summer. Worst decision I ever made, because in summer B, it's a 6-week class, and first year Florida and the Good Life, you have to take them. Good Life you have to take. First year Florida you don't have to take. But yeah, that's a tip. You don't have to do it, but it's recommended. One of my other friends said go straight to calc because pre-calc is unnecessarily hard. So it's really up to your personal preference. You will learn that at this school there is no easy class. So every class is hard in their own way, and you just gotta learn to maneuver. Another tip was to live on campus first. I did live on campus for summer B, but as soon as summer B ended, another tip is to maybe try to split your contract, your housing contract. So for me, I split it so that I could only stay in my hall summer B, and I had the option to either move to another dorm for fall or stay or whatever, or decide. These contracts are year round, and once you get in that contract, it's really hard and costly to get out of it. So if you just email like the housing people, ask for a split contract. That's how I was able to only live in Graham for summer B, and I actually moved off campus for the following year. I enjoyed the on-campus experience, especially it being my first time at a university on campus, everything, especially living in the AIM dorm. all of us were basically living together, and we had to be friends because we all had to go to the same programs, the same requirements. I liked it, but personally, the communal bathrooms, the small closet space, it wasn't for me, and it's so much cheaper to live off campus. So it was a big step for me, but I appreciated living on campus because, like, game days, going to the dining halls, that type of stuff was so much easier on campus. My other friend said to not come with your car because the bus and your feet humbles you. I would learn how to take the bus. I actually took the bus leaving preview because it was raining.
Don't forget your umbrella because it's definitely rains.
So I had to like get on a bus. I know how to do it, but they're gonna tell you the Rider app is really beneficial. Learn how to take the bus. Even if you have a car, parking is no joke on campus. And if you park illegally, they will give you a ticket. Learn from me. Another tip, the last one actually, because you'll be, doing your schedule at preview, is to not take any classes before 9:30. I'm sure some of you have heard, oh, don't take classes, 8 a.m. classes in high school are not the same at college. This is very true. I don't know how to logically explain that, but 8 a.m.s are not the same. I had an 8:30 a.m. in my fall semester. No. But those were all the tips I had for preview. I can come out with a video on just tips for your freshman year in general. It could be specifically towards UF. I know there's not a lot of UF YouTubers or black UF YouTubers or that type of stuff. So even though I'm not like a YouTube guru or anything, I just wanted to, give y'all some tips that y'all might not have known about. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you are if you already go to UF and you hear there was some tips that I didn't mention, please leave them below. This is really just for, incoming students to know some kind of stuff before they actually get here. So yeah, if you already know me, then leave a comment on how you know me, if you're LDIII, all that type of stuff. So I thank you guys for watching my video. Just remember to leave your comments, subscribe, like, all that jazz. Thank you.